It's time for today's Daily American Family News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. Dozens of violent anti-Israel protesters took over a building at Columbia University in New York early Tuesday, barricading the entrances, unfurling a Palestinian flag out of a window, and much more. This is one of the latest escalations of anti-Israel demonstrations that have spread to college campuses across the nation. Cameras are everywhere as this happens, as you'll see in these videos. One video shows protesters on Columbia's Manhattan campus locking arms in front of Hamilton Hall early Tuesday.
Blockade around these three. We're going to move them out. Let's go. Another human chain.
Video here shows protesters physically moving an alleged Jewish student.
Grab back up by the center door. This isn't how you do that. Come on.
Yes, it is. It's 100%.
I got it all on video. Don't worry.
100%. Is someone recording this? Are you recording this?
I got it.
This is 100% assault. What is your name? What is your name?
All right, walk out.
What is your name?
Red team.
What is your name?
Free Palestine. Back up behind us. Red team behind us.
It's too much.
Circle up and red team behind us. Let's go.
Watch the step.
We got it. Let's go. One at a time.
That's not what it looks like to me. I'm not fighting. You guys are the ones dragging people away.
This is assault.
You're shoving me. All right.
So you know, you don't want to
stop shoving you.
this will ruin your whole life.
Protesters also carried furniture and metal barricades to the building. Posts on an Instagram page for protest organizers shortly after midnight urged people to protect the encampment and join them at Hamilton Hall. A Free Palestine banner hung from a window and more. More video shows a protester busting out a door's glass with a hammer. It's not just at Columbia, of course, though this building takeover has definitely taken much of the news spotlight right now. At the University of Texas at Austin, an attorney said at least 40 protesters were arrested Monday. More than 50 protesters there were arrested last week. Later Monday, dozens of officers in riot gear at the University of Utah worked to break up an encampment outside the university president's office that went up in the afternoon. Police dragged students off by their hands and feet, snapping the poles that were holding up the tents and zip-tying those who wouldn't leave. 17 people were arrested there. The university says it's against code to camp overnight on school property and that the students were given several warnings to disperse before police were called in there. And one more, we'll look at Princeton University. 13 people were arrested there Monday night, including 11 students, after briefly occupying a building that houses its graduate school. They received summons for trespassing and have been kicked off and barred from campus. That's according to a statement from the president there, Christopher Eisgruber. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed on Tuesday to destroy Hamas battalions in Rafah with or without a deal, currently being discussed in talks in Cairo. Israel and Hamas are negotiating a ceasefire agreement, which would be intended to free hostages and bring some relief to the Palestinians in the besieged enclave. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to visit Israel on his latest trip to the region, which began Monday in Saudi Arabia. He said that Israel needs to do more to allow aid to enter Gaza. He says that the best way to alleviate the humanitarian crisis is for the two sides to agree to a ceasefire. And back here in the U.S., 4 law enforcement officers have died. 4 others were injured after a deadly shootout in Charlotte, North Carolina on Monday. They were serving a warrant on a felon who was wanted for possessing a firearm. Police say the U.S. Marshals Task Force was shot at while trying to enter the home. Officers shot back before ultimately killing the suspect. Moving on now to House Speaker Mike Johnson. He may be saved thanks to the support of Democrats. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries confirms that if Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene calls a vote to oust Speaker Johnson, the Democratic caucus would likely vote to save the Speaker. House Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar spoke about the issue from Capitol Hill.
On that motion to table, we would be inclined, and many members indicated that they would be as well, to table the motion and to put this behind us and to move on. There's important legislative business ahead. That should be the focus for the American people.
Green and other Republicans say they're upset that the Speaker relied on Democratic votes to help pass billions in supplemental foreign aid funding. And that's a wrap for our American Family News Bit today. Until next time, I'm Bronson Woodruff.